Come on, come on, come on, come on. Bite. I caught a moray eel, and I was like, no way, deal. I'm kind of hooked on Animal Crossing New Leaf at the moment. But I did manage to find half an hour or so to put together a list of 10 characters I'd like to see in the new Smash Brothers, recurring and new. So, enjoy, and I'll get back to Animal Crossing. This game's amazing. Came in at number 2 on the UK Games chart. Amazing. Really good. You should get it. 3DS owners should get it. It's brilliant.
Number 10, Sheik. I like Sheik, and I want Sheik to make a comeback. Princess Zelda? Nah, she doesn't really matter. In fact, she can be Skyward Sword Zelda for all I care. I want Sheik as her own character. Too much to ask? I want Deku Nuts that stun opponents on her special and down, like how Link summons bombs with that function. Sheik's customization options would include the ability to remove her scarf. With Ocarina of Time having been released last year on 3DS and selling a lot of units, it would not be out of place to bring Sheik back. Number 9. Dixie Kong. After being announced playable in the new Donkey Kong Country, it's only fitting that Dixie appears to round our Donkey Kong characters up to a golden trio from a silver duo. Not having appeared in Donkey Kong 64, Dixie won't have upgrades or weapons from there. Instead, she'd be nimble and flexible, and capable of crossing very long distances by twirling her hair around. The final smash would have to be something that incorporates her electric guitar playing skills, firing out waves of multicolored notes. Besides, Dixie was intended for Brawl, but only just missed the cut. Now's the time for her to finally show up. Number 8. Mewtwo. My favourite Pokemon from Melee isn't going to get any love anymore? Brawl felt empty without Mewtwo and his grossly overpowered Disable attack. It's about time he came back, with a powerful Hyper Beam for his final smash. Number 7. Klonoa the Dream Traveler. Sakurai said that just because Namco is helping develop Super Smash Bros., it doesn't mean they'll get any kind of monopoly on the character spaces. We can be pretty sure that nobody from Namco is going to make it, but if one does, it's gotta be Klonoa. Door to Phantomar was released on Wii and it was awesome, but truth is, Klonoa already had 2 adventures on Game Boy Advance and they're both pretty great too. Klonoa's grab move would involve him shooting the enemy with his giant ring and then launching them downwards towards the ground to gain air. His final smash, that I can't figure out. Maybe we could put his boarding skills in somehow. Number 6. Waluigi. Yes! Seeing as Wario made his debut in Brawl, wouldn't it be about time to include Wario's amazing brother Waluigi? I'm not sure what he could do that the other Mario brothers can't, but at least he'd be rocking that awesome moustache and those pointy ears. Honourable mentions. These characters would be super unlikely to be included, so I'll just list them in bulk here. Agent J from Elite Beat Agents, Ryuta Ippongi from Osu Tatake Oendan, the SAX from Metroid Fusion, Harmonite, Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and Bomberman. A man can dream, but these are all very unlikely. Then again, I'd have said Mega Man was impossible, but now we know differently, so I'll keep my fingers crossed that Bomberman can come waltzing in. Number 5. Ashley. Who's the girl next door living in the haunted mansion? You should be afraid of the great Ashley. Armed with magical spells such as fire, lightning and ice with status effects to match, Ashley would be a force to be reckoned with. The downside is that her final smash would be similar to Kirby's. Being a witch, she'd probably want to put you in a pot and boil you along with Grandma's wig and some chicken spit. Although if she put a spell on the little red devil and sent him smashing about, that would be a pretty cool final smash. To be honest, I just want to see her kicking ass or finally getting some much deserved spotlight. Number 4. Travis Touchdown. Alright, Travis Touchdown represents a certain demographic that needs representing, the adult gamers on the Nintendo Wii. It's all well and good shoving Villager from Animal Crossing and Pikachu from Pokemon in here, but sometimes we've got to represent the gamers who actually go out and buy these games on day one, the serious, more grown-up Nintendo game players like myself, or even older. Travis Touchdown is the epitome of that. He stars in two of the Wii's best action-adventure titles, taking down enemies with his trusty beam katana and not taking any crap from anybody. Yeah, his language would need to be toned down, but I'm sure Robert Atkin Downes would hold a swear or two back when voicing new lines. Or Nintendo could go down the route of the Kane and Lynch DLC for Tomb Raider. Travis could swear profusely but get drowned out by sensor beeps. However they want to play it, his final smash is pretty obvious. He gets inside his massive robot, flies out into the background and slams his sword down in different areas of the stage. After that he fires a beam and returns to the playing field. Number 3. Jin Kazama. I didn't want to include a Tekken character, but actually, a block of Tekken developers are working on the new Smash Bros. This can be discovered if you read the interview with Makoto Yoshizumi where he says the very same, so it's a distinct possibility. But Yoshizumi is the creator of the Tales of series, so it's more likely we'll get a character from Symphonia. Besides, the Battles and Tales of games tend to play a bit like Smash Bros. Anyway. But as for Tekken, I'd have wanted someone else, but Jin Kazama seems most logical. Sony locked Heihachi Mishima for All-Stars Battle Royale, meaning it's unlikely he'd be available for the new Smash Bros. Kazuya is the series' first ever main character, but isn't well known by the more casual players of Tekken, who'd probably better know Jin Kazama thanks to Tekken 3. Also, Jin Kazama has actually appeared on a Nintendo system prior to Tekken Prime and Tag Tournament Wii U. There's a Tekken game for the Game Boy Advance based off Tekken Tag Tournament, which includes Jin Kazama as a playable character. So if we're talking about who'd be the most obvious choice, there you go. Number 2. Sonic the Hedgehog. He needs to come back. At the time of Brawl, Sonic had not really embraced Nintendo consoles. Truth be told, Sonic's best Wii adventures came after Brawl, Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Colors. A new rejigged Sonic the Hedgehog with moves focused around his powers from Colors, with a new final smash, the purple Frenzy Wisp, that eats and destroys every item on screen and sends opponents flying on touch. The more stuff it touches, the bigger it gets. Sonic has even more to do with Nintendo than ever, so if he doesn't return it'll be upsetting. I know I said I'd be happy either way because Mega Man is in, but I've changed my tune now. If Sonic doesn't make it, I'll be gutted. Number 1. Meta Knight. I can't get enough of Meta Knight in Brawl. Yes, he's overpowered, but his 0% damage one-hit kill could easily be ironed out of his moveset. He's got incredible speed and awesome sword fighting moves, and it would be a pity not to include him. Maybe this time he could have his mask break off when he reaches 100+ damage, showing his white Kirby-like eyes. That would be so cool.